Well, hello there. I'm out here at my local wildlife refuge today, taking a few photos, taking a little bit of video. Right now I'm just kind of taking it easy, enjoying the quiet. Got me pondering about something though, and something I've been wanting to bring up in one of my videos, so I figured it's a good time as any. And that's the subject of how sometimes you really need to challenge yourself in your photography. Now, I started out doing photography back in 1990, so I've been doing it for quite a while. And for many, many years, I shot film, and I tried to get it perfect, and did pretty good, you know. Then I moved up into medium format, and then finally I got into some large format. I was mostly trying to get, as much detail and resolution as I could, trying to get the quality up as much as possible. And that, all went real, well and good. And then digital came along, and that was kind of a whole new thing. This was about 2000, I think, when I started getting into some digital. And I still did some, film every now and then for, a few years more. But about in, I don't know, probably 2006 or so, I think I started to pretty much exclusively shoot digital. And, everything was going great. Pictures were getting better and better all the time. I was able to learn software and everything and do some, pretty amazing pictures. And as of really just a few years ago, I was really doing some pretty amazing stuff, blending stuff and, getting some nice HDR things. And it seemed like the one thing that was missing, though, was that it was becoming less and less of a challenge. Now, I'm not really saying that, it's not good to have the software and learn how to use it and everything. But I think for me, the thing that was missing was the challenge. It was like getting almost too easy to do. And I don't really want to say that flippantly, because I know for a lot of people, learning digital photography is kind of a hard thing. So, but if you've been doing it for a while, sometimes it gets a little stale, the how sharp it is and how perfect it is. How you can use software to basically do anything. You can now, you've got software now that drops in a whole sky that's not even there, And so I started to explore other options. I started to look into doing other types of photography. I started getting more into black and white, and then that went into abstract type stuff. Started to get a little bit more artistic. Also, I started experimenting with, pinhole and infrared and things like that, other types of ways of capturing. Then I started to get a little bit nostalgic about missing my old lenses and my old cameras. So I started using vintage lenses. I started to get adapters that would be able to, put my old lenses that I loved onto new camera bodies. Things like that. And kind of mixing it up. The main thing with like the vintage lenses is that they're really not as perfect as the newer lenses are. They're a little bit soft. There's little certain characteristics about them. They're just a little bit weird, a little bit different, a little bit imperfect. And it challenges you to, make art out of that. Same thing with all these other things like the infrared and the, pinhole and stuff. These things are not sharp. They're not perfect. They're totally imperfect. I also started getting back into doing film. Now, I don't want to make this a debate about, film versus digital or anything like that. To me, I have to admit, I am a, totally, I pretty much just do both. I combine them. I am a hybrid in the truest sense. I will, you know, basically take film and then, you know, scan using a digital camera, turning it into a digital picture, basically. And that's where I do most of my post-processing and stuff. And so, you know, it's truly a hybrid type of photography, which for me works well. I like that. It's fun that way. It's the way I keep it fun. But I also miss a lot of the analog stuff. I like the analog equipment a lot better in that I like the clunk, the clunkety clackety clunk of a Pentax K1000 when it goes off. I like the whir of a large format lens when it's firing. And I don't know, there's lots of things about that kind of photography that I miss, and I've realized that what it is the challenge. I really miss the challenge of not knowing for sure if you got the shot. It's so easy to do it now with digital. You know, you get that immediate feedback, and I think after a while people expect that. They expect to get immediate feedback, and when they're not getting it, they start to get frustrated. And sometimes I think it'd be better if we take a little time and study our images and study, you know, what we actually want to communicate in a photograph. But anyway, that's where my photography is going, and I'd like to hear some feedback on you guys and see where you're headed with your photography. So until next time, I'll see you on the trail.